Hello, thank you for having me here. I am here today to speak about a groundbreaking form of energy production. But first, let me fill you in. Fossil fuels emit 33 billion tons of carbon annually through energy production such as coal, oil, and natural gas. These all emit greenhouse gases and are detrimental to the environment. They are efficient, but in the long run, they could lead to the devastation of our planet. Our oceans and rainforests can only soak up so much carbon, and with deforestation happening on a massive scale, Earth's natural defense system is decreasing with each passing day. There is incredible power all around us in the form of H2O. Perhaps the world's oceans can help us through tidal power.
That sounds interesting. But what is tidal power?
Well, it's an efficient and renewable way of harnessing energy from the ocean's tides. Why don't we watch this short informational video?
Tidal power works similar to wind power, just underwater. There are turbines that rotate 12 to 18 times a minute, depending on the strength of the tide, supplying energy. Unlike wind, waves are very predictable and can produce a steady stream of energy, and while the initial cost of building such plants is high, they are rather inexpensive to maintain. These farms can be arranged more densely, leading them to take up more space. Water is also 832 times denser than air, allowing it to be 80% more efficient, which is more than wind and solar power. Not to mention, there are no greenhouse gases emitted by tidal power. On top of that, solar and wind power require specific conditions day to day. Tidal power does not. There will always be two powerful tides each day, regardless of weather.
That sounds way too good to be true. Why hasn't everybody started using this?
Although it is an incredible resource, tidal power has its faults. It has the potential to cause distress to marine life. There is also the possibility of mechanical lubricants leaking into the ocean. Despite its flaws, tidal power is a lot less detrimental to the environment than fossil fuels. The technology will continue to be improved upon, and the number of disadvantages will eventually go down.
Darn, it sounded perfect. Is this technology still being formed?
Tidal power is actually relatively old and was first used as a small form of energy to mill grain and to turn water wheels. Incoming water was retained in storage ponds, and outgoing water movement was used to turn water wheels and to mill grain. The first actual tidal plant was built in 1966 in France, and it was called the Reims Tidal Power Station. The first modern tidal plant built in the U.S. is the Annapolis Royal, still functioning today. Tidal power is continuing to be improved, and the European Marine Energy Center, established in 2003, is the world's largest facility for testing and demonstrating wave and tidal technologies in real sea conditions. This informational clip describes the future of tidal power very well. Why don't we watch?
As to the readiness of tidal power, the technology is available and ready to implement if it were to get the support it needed. Ocean waves contain an extremely large amount of energy. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, if we theoretically harnessed all the energy from the waves off the coast of the U.S., we could generate, quote, 2.64 trillion kilowatt hours, or the equivalent to about 66% of U.S. electricity generation in 2020. We could cut down on a massive amount of greenhouse gas production if we were to take up this technology, and this is a major reason to spread awareness.
In fact, the world's first subsea offshore tidal array, or submerged turbine, was developed by the EDF. It is referred to as the Pampoil Brehat Tidal Array and is nearly ready to be used. A second turbine will soon join the one that already rests on the ocean floor.
Well, thank you for all this information. Hopefully tidal power will become more successful in these upcoming years.
I sincerely hope so, as I clearly have nothing else to talk about.